afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Heroes Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to the exciting 1 vs 1 on Holotny Fanma. Between in the west, we got here Icemanjoker fighting for the Oberkommando West, for the Reich, for the 12th SS Hitler Jugend Panzer Division, with special operations, breakthrough, and Luftwaffe ground forces versus these. We got here Donniechan fighting for the United Kingdom, for King and County, and the Guards Armour Division fighting here with tactical support, vanguard operations, and rolling regiments. We got a section immediately heading northwards here. So looks like Donnie's planning a more aggressive opening, hoping to perhaps show off Icemanjoker in his early game. Aggressive play there by Donnie. Icemanjoker there with Sturm Pioneers and Civil Footers on the way, and there are lots of infantry streaming out for Deutschland. Sturm has engaged the section up here. The Enfield Rifles there versus the Sturm Pioneers. Sturmgewehrs up close. The Sturm Pioneers should have the upper advantage. So the section then heavy covers able to get good hits from the Sturm Pioneers, but ultimately the Assault Rifles win over even the Mag Minute of the British infantry section there. Ultimately cut down. Victory for Germany. Although the Sturm Pioneers took some losses and they won't be able to keep fighting for much longer. More infantry following up, of course, with the cheaper kind for Germany, though the first kind is, but then, of course, the result of an attempt there to sort of economize their manpower issues and sort of make the infantry division smaller but still have a lot of firepower, which is where the assault rifles actually came in, amongst other things. Little fun fact, though, technically it wasn't entire units that was equipped like, imagine a platoon, for example. You had 2 squads equipped with assault rifles, then the 3rd squad was sort of more equipped like a regular infantry squad with light machine guns, but they actually have 2 light machine guns, so that way to provide a base of fire for these sort of assault platoons. You'd sort of have the same those things sort of going through as a pattern there in terms of companies as well. In a battalion, for example, you had 2 Sturm companies and then sort of 1 regular Schützen company, for example. Roughly something like that. Section Makers moving up. There's a 2 section Makers, of course, at the same time, section moving for the south. Sturm Pass wiring off it, denied cover. Floats versus the section, catching them while they're laying down sandbags. In this case, the section rapidly pulls back as the Volkswagen moves ahead for Germany. In the center, infantry continues to push through. Sturm Pioneer standing about. Icemanjoker there, perhaps not entirely sure what to do with his Sturm Pioneer. Heading northwards there, grabbing territory there. And we just got them here. When he's basically, in this case, expecting Donniechan to make a move for the victory point here. So what he's basically doing is just sitting up here waiting. He's not setting up sandbags, which indicates, in this case, that Icemanjoker is imagining it's going to come faster and sooner than later, essentially. So there we go. No, actually, then he charges forward, which rather perhaps indicates it was rather just, say I'm not coming anyways, Helmut. Let's just, move ahead. Troops are caught Sturm Pioneers by the section. It's actually called out a second Sturm Pioneers squad. A bit rarer to see it like that. In this case, that the section inside the house has the definite advantage. The Sturm Pioneers lack the means to sort of eject them from the house there. Territory grab, Volkswagen occupying the building here. Primarily, I imagine, to deny, but also just make it harder for British infantry to move around in the area. Donniechan making progress in the south. We got Sappers following up here. Rapid take up there for the Brits. Pretty common stuff there. Pretty common, pretty standard. No vast surprises there. Sturm Pioneers reinforcing as rapidly as they can. And we got 3 Volkswagen, 2 Sturm squads here for Icemanjoker, a solid infantry force. Noting no Kubelwagens there, nothing that could sort of grab territory. But still, he has a mix of firepower and he's not just relying fully on Volkswagen as many players like to do. And back with the Sturm Pioneers again, just to deny. He wants to be sure that Donniechan can't just rush troops in there, grab the house, moving up, engage the section, their sandbags up. Sturm Pioneers going to flank in while the Volks sort of act as the diversion. Very nice to execute there by Icemanjoker, that the course of forward has still been well cut off. Quick movement there. Territory there being grabbed. Vickers here commanding control here of the area. Though, of course, we do have a bit of a sort of blind spot here, but essentially it's nothing Icemanjoker can really take advantage of. Battle Group headquarters up here. Could, of course, go then for like infantry guns, flak, half tracked, of course, all sorts of options. With the British able to rapidly call in an armoured car, which can then deal with it pretty rapidly. It might not quite be what Icemanjoker is sort of thinking is frightfully fun. We're grabbing points there. Quickly checking in case there's someone operating there. But also say catch someone out in the open so far. No one has grabbed the central victory point. Battle Group headquarters almost done there for Icemanjoker. Stone son of a doctor. We got sandbags. In this case, he's cheese bagging, as I like to call this, so just relying on the more cheesy element that currently is operating, where basically you can sort of lay down the beginnings of sandbags or barbed wire and then just, not finish it at all. which I do think would be nice if Relic sort of took a look at. I mean, it really leads to some awkward position. For example, vehicles can't pass through, you know. My God, Dieter, the ground is slightly uneven. Whatever shall we do? I'm scared. For heaven's sake, fans. But yeah, that would be nice if they looked into that in a future patch. Just saying it. Grabbing territory there. Sections moving in. Counter-attack up north as well. Forces are occupying the building. Again, he's constantly occupying because, again, for a northern player, this house can really be a large pain in the posterior. I mean, there's not really sort of a similar structure in the south that can sort of really do it. I mean, that really also sort of plays a role in it as well. More sappers there, so Donniechan's really adding in some sapper sections, actually adding the third section, also noting he has bolted the section, increasing overall durability and firepower, making that much more sort of threatening to deal with overall. And overall, it's generally a very good upgrade, I think, to always get us the bridge. I mean, you do have a bit more manpower, so of course, to up reinforcement in the longer run, but overall, your sections are more durable, and they gain more firepower. You know, I don't really see a downside to that in a sense. As long as you don't mindlessly spam sections or sappers, I mean, you'll generally do alright. And of course, the thing to remind with is, for the sappers, it's a really good one, because the veterans defeat, they become cheaper to reinforce, which is a bit curious, in particular thing is the British who do, who themselves are also suffering from severe manpower issues. They couldn't afford that kind of thing. But also because, again, it's just no other unit has that. It just seems like a strange thing to do with a more veteran unit. Yes! It's now cheaper to reinforce us because veterans are easy to... How does this one make sense, Montgomery? Don't worry. We have a firm in Panama taking care of it all. Alright. Panther treks up there, sappers charging forwards, Sten guns in hand. Troops sneaking about there, Sturm Pioneer, sappers creeping about there. We've got Mighty, in this case he's worrying about sort of flanking from the north. Not an insensible choice, and there we go. Lightest Infanterie shoots out here for Icemanjoker. Neither side is yet to go for a Doctrine. Oh, mining right here. Very vicious move there by Donnie. Very bold also because it's so close to the enemy base there. Certainly nasty. Quick spanner gun out here for Donniechan. Section moving out. And there goes John Pass moving in. Oh, just barely avoiding the mine, but there's more mines here from Donnie, and we've got mines there. He's really just mined a lot here. Just basically creating a triangle of high explosive death. So they're running down the church. So far they're not making much of an impact. Oh, there you go. A bit better. So they could try and rush the building with an incendiary grenade, but in fact this will be actually because they've occupied with the Sturm Pioneers, but looks like no sign of that so far. They fire Icemanjoker, still no Doctrine. I mean, one option he could consider here, I mean, he's got a lot of infantry, so essentially what works best as special operations are the infiltration tactics and radio science could work there, but also breakthrough doctrine, breakthrough tactics, but also the officer could work well with a lot of infantry. I mean, in theory you can also use Valiant Assault, but that doesn't quite work as well. And just a few forces. Oh! That could have been very nasty there for Donnie. Had Artillery Shield landed a bit shorter of what it actually did. There you go, section run off, got Sappers running up, there you go, quick run off as well there as the Sturm Pioneers, the forces moving ahead. Need to rush the building there, and there you go, section falling back because also pulling back there. Donniechan there in a bit of a nasty situation. Nice executed assault there by Icemanjoker, but he's not poorly executed. Truck number 2 here. Looks like a mechanized regiment, then again, could also very easily be a Schwer Panzer quarters. Obersoldaten would be good there. Panzers down the road, bombarding his own men there with a light infantry gun. Less good. Troops healing reinforcing. We have weapon racks up there, opening up there for Bren guns for the infantry. A Czechoslovakian design, by the way. I think the Brits have some slight modifications too, but overall largely went with it. Fun fact there. And thusly the Bren name comes from Briano, which was the name in Czechoslovakia was made, and Enfield. Similar with the Sten gun, I think the ST stands for the inventors or inventor. I can't remember if there's one or two. Occasionally there was, and then Enfield again. So Enfield was basically the British place where they made their weapons. Forces they need to run away though, pretty quick. Oh dear. In this case, Icemanjoker too slow. Got wiped here. Section was quickly covered. Veteran 2, full section, full wipe. There's jumpers over Sappers. In this case, the Sappers that are suffering harshly. To the Sturm Pioneers, the Sturm Gewehrs. Totally continuing going down, still no Doctrine there for Icemanjoker. The south there, folks, being assaulted again by Section and Sappers. Need to be careful of that. And there you go, better coordinate retreat. mines here at the exit of the church. Sandbags up there. Church being grabbed, section pushing forward, we got the forces there on the run. Again, moving in, trying to control the centre where it walled off any sort of armour assaults there from Donny, who's in fact also taking up now. We got the company command post being set up there. And there you go, nice flank on the section of the Sturm Pioneers, Veteran 2-1, more Sturm Pioneers arriving. Engaging the Sturmgewehrs. Don't know if Pioneers would have been heavily equipped like that though, to be honest. Of course, I mean, most Pioneers generally, these ones sort of directly part of an infantry division would have been sort of assault troops. I mean, they did have sort of Pioneers for less than, you know, assaulting purposes, Baupioniere, but they were generally sort of more, well, looser units, not particularly part of the division, sort of doing what needed here and there. Fun fact. Still, red section here caught a lot of Germany. We've got more salvage coming up though. Stand gunfire, Bren setting up as well. Artillery ready down there. Oh, so close. That's really doing a nasty piece of work there on Donniechan, but just not quite enough there. Had that hit though, that could have been very painful there for Donniechan and the Guards armor. Down south, we've got section there. Full screen is fighting out. Section here should have the advantage. Bit of healing going up. And Spear Panther calls up. He could go for almost done soon enough. Throwing a light machine gun, they would be quite potent there against Donniechan and his infantry. Still on the son of Doctor, never mind the side. You could of course also go for Luftwaffe, for Fallschirmjägers. You could go for, well, special ration, get in for Sturmgewehrs, that would also be pretty good. I mean, in theory, you could also go for Panzerfusiliers. So again, if he's going for something like that, he should go for the Sturmoffizier as well. Getting actually more Volkskanonisten, we could get more elite infantry. I think that's a bit of a mistake there by Icemanjoker. At this point, you should be careful about just getting more Volkskanonisten just because he can. He needs to, you know, try and sort of push out for heavy infantry, better infantry. To sort of try and bleed out his opponent that way. And fight a slightly more cost-effective war. In particular because Donniechan's most likely going to be upgrading more of his infantry with the Bren guns, in which case Icemanjoker's Volkskanonisten are really going to be falling behind. And oh, here we go. Fuel cash up for Donniechan, clearly a longer-term strategy in mind. Clearly something involving armor. He's thinking ahead here. Strong, nice play there. Of course, it's not going to have any immediate effects, but in the longer run, it does mean Donniechan will have some extra fuel there to go with, and that could really give Icemanjoker there some problems if he's not careful.
A capture point is being overrun.
Still not seen anything there from Icemanjoker. No better infantry from Doctor or Schwer Panzer headquarters. 6-pounder gun here, basically waiting for any armor to make a move. Vickers remaining there as well. Section reinforcing. Bit of quiet movement there. Icemanjoker seems to have fallen a bit sort of quiet. Nothing happening. Nothing at all. Section moving up. Full split Sturm Pioneers moving up. There we go. Bren guns firing away. Vicker setting up support as well. We got artillery running down there from the Leichtes Infanteriegeschütz. Icemanjoker could also consider another artillery piece, by the way, just to lay down more vicious artillery fire versus support weapons and infantry. Cover shattered, but still nothing there. What is Icemanjoker thinking? What is he thinking? Mines down, need to put back the mines, but there goes actually quick here, so some swift management there with the Sturm Pioneers. We actually got a lot of mines here again from Donny. I mean, he's, wow. Just in that small area, you got 4 mines. I mean, you have to be careful about, of course, oversaturating an area like this if it's not close to your sort of main lines, because you risk it's like this, they're just all going to get spotted and dealt with. But still, it's nice to see here that Donniechan is taking mines super seriously. They're shooting up north. Section moving up here, flanking for Sturm trying to deal with it, but getting caught in a bit of an awkward position there. Section should have the other advantage because they hit Veteran 22. Section heading more towards the centre south. Icemanjoker is beginning to float resources. Come on, man. You've got plenty to use it on. He might be aiming here for the Panzer IV, but, you know, no excuse for floating that much manpower. You would still go for Oberstein and still have resources for the Panzer IV. Could have done that sooner, to be honest. He could also call in any kind of elite infantry from his doctrines and still have manpower to spare for a Panzer IV if he hits the fuel there. So I think that's a bit of a mistake there by Icemanjoker, or perhaps just an indicator that Icemanjoker is just not sure what to do. And there you go. Panzer Fusilier sent in from a nearby Führer Grenadier Brigade, which was the only sort of element alongside the Führer Begleitbrigade. On the western front, you actually have the Panzer Fusilier. How it came to be is basically because they were formed up from some bodyguard units around the Wolfschanze, and those bodyguard units were taken from the Großdeutschland which infantry elements were named Panther. Fun fact. Also engaging there the section from the south, flanking them out, shredding down. McKenna just firing those rockets as well, Vickers, and there we go, we got the first tank out here on the field. Donniechan, Cromwell blitzes through, catches the foot on his wrong foot and sends them running. Panther 4 on the way though for Icemanjoker, adding a bit of armor there. Rockets of artillery flying away there, almost got the Vickers, almost! But not quite. Cromwell rolling back here. Got the officer on the way there. Troops standing about. 6-pounder gun more on the way for Donniechan. So still worried about Icemanjoker getting up some armour. Also expecting it. Troops here. More mines from Icemanjoker. He's not really been as miney there as his opponent. Panther Fusilier there equipped with G43s.
6-pounder anti-tank gun finished.
Strong range to the full, but at the same time they're so close to each other. I mean, one good hit there could wipe the entire unit. That definitely hurt Icemanjoker quite a bit. They're still not taking hits instead. British infantry charging 40 full sapper team there with a section following up. And there we go. Panther come flying Fiat here for Icemanjoker. Pindle machine gun going out. Troops in the south. Got some defensive positions up here to basically stall any movement from Icemanjoker at certain vital junctures, while at the same time concentrating infantry elsewhere for the main pushes. So we've got a Panther moving up there, but also Panther Fusilier. Good, better.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Section down the fire from the Panther 4. Territory they're being grabbed.
Our supply line's broken.
And there we go, Pindle machine gun there for Panther come fighting here.
Are being made available to the
Panther
infantry.
heading out. Oh, could catch the anti-tank gun with a G43. There you go, Cromwell over top return. Kills poor Jürgen. Panther 4 opening up on the section. Sturmbannführer Otto. Going toe-to-toe there for Tommy's, yeah, and there we go. Once the combat comes rushed off, the section of the Panther is quickly dealing with the 6-pounder guns, allowing his Panther 4 to operate a bit more freely because the anti-tankers can't. He's almost getting there, go grenades off. Troops pulling back. Panther 4 could have been a bit more aggressive while he was pulling away the 6-pounder guns there. Missed opportunity, I think, for Icemanjoker at the same time fighting in the south. Grenades perhaps going off against the section. Troops moving ahead as well. Minesweepers. Oh. Never mind. Need to retreat, looks to hook. No sign on officer there for Icemanjoker. Would have been handy. German officers in general very much hands-on, and please the junior ones there sort of leading from the front and getting things going, which rather resulted in the German officer corps having a high rate of attrition. Which does make it more funny that the game doesn't quite reflect that and only has some sort of this doctrinal call-ins when, in a sense, you know, what would make sense is, you know, if they rather operate a bit like the Americans, might also make, you know, the whole tier 4 tier structure, at least for the Wehrmacht, perhaps work a bit better. If they at least got something extra on top of that, but that's just some more fun one there. Section Vickers moving northwards, or at least a random thought. Obviously quite a lot of bounty just to get that to work, but still, there's pointing out there. Reinforcing healing up northwards, there is a section. Panther 4 heading southwards. Really sort of rushing here and there to sort of deal with issues as they pop up. In this case, basically Icemanjoker reacting to Donniechan's movements, giving Donniechan a bit the advantage. We're first fighting up north here, section with the Vickers. German infantry slowly losing that engagement. We've also got grenades up now for Donniechan, actually. Mills bombs there available. Also, fun fact, they had a rival grenade Mills bomb, which was basically a Mills bomb with a stick in it, more or less. Nothing further here. You could go for Cromwell, Centaur, showing a Firefly. You could also take up, go for either Anvil or Hammer. We got mines going down here. Good, good. Panther Fusilier ready for fighting again.
Enemies trying to take a point from us.
Fighting slowing down here between the two sides a bit. And Panther 4 rolling back. Move towards the north. Panther 4 pulling back towards the centre. Cromwell heading out. Still nothing here further from Donnie. What are you planning here for a Firefly already? Firefly. I didn't say Firefly, that would be silly. Double 6-pounder gun hits there on the Panther 4, almost knocking out. Panther doing what they can there with the G43s. Panzer Fusiliers in game being pretty good. Once you sort of get them up, the inventions here, they do quite a bit of investment. That's only a period where they were really popular, but they seem to have sort of rather than fallen into disuse severely. Another part of this game, of course, also because the veterans didn't stick probably particularly the offensive ones, so of course that rather limited their utility. Still moving ahead here, artillery running down there on the infantry section.
We're losing a capture point.
Attack here. Flanking behind, grenade here might be useful. But they're going to have to retreat, and that was not quite away from being Cromwell moving in, okay, firing up. Oh, Panther string actually. Armour support withdrawn for repairs. Overall, Donniechan so far is keeping a bit of momentum there versus Icemanjoker. Sappers moving ahead, Cromwell operating, and there go in the north. Corporal Lewis pushes his men to the utmost. In the south, Corporal Jenkins leads another section forwards. Panther gating section up north, rolling ahead swiftly, rapidly, violently. Quick shot there, almost hit, in the south, grabbing territory. No response there from Iceman, probably feeling he needs a bit more to sort of deal with the Tommies. 6-pounder guns bring up support, or perhaps he's pulling away already here. We can sort of see that Donniechan sort of constantly attacking here and there. He never just sort of keeps pressing a particular point. He still keeps looking there for where Icemanjoker is, and perhaps quite defending as hard as he could, and then sort of pushes through there with a lot of force there. Overall, displaying a good sense of aggressive tactics there. Mine went off there, killing poor Larry. Back here, nothing further. A lot of resources being flooded here by both sides. What could be planning? He could easily have gone for well, not easily, he could definitely go for a comment by now. Is he planning crocodiles, perhaps? AVRE? Also, right here, could have popped a grenade. Oh, there you go. Mills bomb off. Decent hit, but not quite enough. The centre here, section of half of the Panther front up north, far north. Again, even as he's sort of successfully drawing away troops towards the centre and the south. Again, he's sort of constantly just changing about there. Perhaps never quite entirely sure where he wants to push at this point, but still, he is pushing here and there. He's not just, he's going all in on one point time and time again. He's trying to, leave Icemanjoker insecure.
Emplacements are ready to
and there you go, final doctrine. It is rolling in ears, rather late though.
A command post vehicle promotion is available.
Could be he's planning here for the AVRE. Nasty sappers here, cutting apart the Panther, but he's up close with the Sten guns. 82 there for the Panther. Retreat. In the south there, Cromwell supporting the infantry, pushing back. Icemanjoker's hitting a mine though, but no immediate response here from Icemanjoker, probably because he's aware that the mine has been hit.
Enemy
Pushing back the sappers, mines down, spotted. And there we go, we got the Churchill AVRE, one of Hobart's funnies.
Defensive anvil tactics are ready to be used by all units.
This is modified tanks, sort of planned by Hobart, used during the invasion of Normandy. The AVRE was specifically meant for blowing up fortifications and such, rather like the Jagdtiger and the Sturmpanzer IV.
Heavy machine
Vickers
gun
wiped.
killed. Heavy tank reporting.
Oh dear, that's going to have to get out, otherwise it's just going to get knocked out. Quick response hit. Jolly good there by Icemanjoker, otherwise that would have been painful. AVRE is quick to pull back. Grabbing the Vickers for a bit of added anti-infantry support, not bad. AVRE continues. Donniechan is not the one to hold back. Cromwell being repaired, 6-pounder guns coming in the centre, and 6 good from the south, which some John Pioneers. And hits a mine there with his AVRE, just engine damage, heavy engine damage, could perhaps a bit fatal. And we got there a Panther on the way for Icemanjoker. Big curious decision there. Of course, see how it works out. Of course, they're moving in, needs to be careful though. 6-pounder guns moving up, trying to support here the AVRE to make it harder for German armies to deal with it. In the south section, pulling back, folks moving up, trying to Panther strike, then be careful though. One hit there, could wipe them, one hit. AVRE Panther ball moving in. 6-pounder gun falling back, Fox moving up further and further. Yeah, more hits, there you go, good hit. More hits. 6 Panther guns up the Panther 4, keeping it vague. Cromwell moving in as well. Just desperately here covering up the AVRE. Shot fired. Made a big hole in the ground. Shattered some wood, but no Germans. There you go. Panther arrives here for Icemanjoker. Panzer. Pinman machine gun air being added.
What are your orders?
They're shooting there. And there going straight for the Schwer Panzer to court with the 6 Panther guns. Aggressive play there by Donnie, but not bad at all. Troops running out. Panther 4 there versus the Cromwell, slowly closing in by 22. Panther should probably try and flank behind the Cromwell, they catch it off guard a bit. Panther 4 should be more aggressive engaging, please not, but there you go. Down to less than half health, Panther goes in, never time lost, tip pump with the gun. It's slowly getting into the armor still, easily penetrated here by the 6 Panther gun. Panther's playing after the entertainment, cleaning up the crews there. Almost got the Cromwell there with the Panther. Gets away though, couldn't go for the AVRE, but still, a lot of mines here, you're probably aware, but there's a lot of mines. Got an idea there, not bad. What he should do now, though, is basically either steal the anti-tank and salvage them or just wreck them. What he shouldn't allow to happen is for Donniechan to be able to grab back. Meanwhile, quick use of vehicle crew repairs to fix up the tanks. Sappers moving ahead. Straight into the Panther here, Vet 22. Closing eventually 3 Panther 4 engaging, Panther doing nothing. Two has been cut back. And there you go, crew the anti-tank right under his nose. The crew swiftly annihilated. Some heavy losses there actually for Donniechan losing a full section. We also got their heavy engineers. Out these means he's gone for Anvil. 6 Panther gun there, Greg. Good. Vetting here for the 6 Panther 4. Good as well. Really doing some damage there to Donniechan, but he needs more aggressive about it. He does seem a bit passive at times here. Just content to just, hold 2 victory points, and that's about it. Never quite fully pushing an advantage there. There's Donniechan looking for some decent targets. Still, 22 Panther 4. Panther engaging the Cromwell. Shot penetrated there by the Cromwell. And at the same time as all of this happening, even as he's losing in the centre, taking a lot of hits there, he's still sending troops to the north to grab territory there. Good work. Then sometimes we've seen some heavy engineers there, but there we go. Added armour and a Vickers K light machine gun. Making up some slightly nasty customers. And a Kedner for wipe there. Still we got 2 anti-tank guns and a sapper section. Definitely not bad there for Icemanjoker. Friend gun dropped. He could actually stand to be more aggressive now versus the British armour, since they lack a lot now of anti-tank support. His Panther's almost fixed. His Panther's also in a pretty solid position there, so he could actually allow himself to be more aggressive there and try and deal with the British armour. But so far, Icemanjoker is perhaps where there's something more there. It's just I'm thinking about either way, though, he's missing an opportunity versus Donniechan. Sappers on the run, the south, leaving the entire south now open. Panther is very close. I mean, he could easily use, for example, break from tactics to grab a lot of territory and rapidly away there from Donnie as well. Panther moves ahead. Panther should be supporting now. AVRE might fire up close. Good here there, and they got a fresh 6 Panther gun quickly out of here with Donnie though. Panther needs to pull back pretty quickly. Come on, Iceman. Almost got it. Oh! And he moved a bit slower there, a bit faster there. Reacted faster. That would have been gone there. So that was actually a really nasty shot there from Donniechan. Nasty shot.
Trying to take it.
That would have hurt Icemanjoker a lot there and pretty much wiped out any sort of parity that he might have regained. Territory up north being grabbed. Back again. Victory point with the close. Also noting this is a longer match, so no mid-game analysis. No mid-game analysis. Troops heading southwards. Icemanjoker needs to somehow try to break the counter chase. He needs to pull off a great flanking maneuver, catch the armour from an unexpected angle, sort of wipe it out there. He also needs to make some bigger push to the south, and again, in that sense, break from tactics allows him to decap territory a lot faster, which all just speeds up the capturing process. And that wouldn't be a bad thing to consider, because opening up the control in the centre somewhat. AVRE moving in. Panther will pull back though. Too much anti-tank support here. No infantry support for the Panther 4. Bit of a mistake there. Infantry slowly moving through in the south, but could be faster about it. And now takes to deal with elsewhere. And there we go. Vickers annihilated here. Quick strike there from Donniechan's AVRE. Got a Vickers or Bren gun team there. Quick grenade there. But out in the open, there's a team there, even in light cover there with Bren guns, of course, the bonuses and all the other stuff they get. The Panther is in a pretty bad situation there without support from the Postman, who actually been pulled away there. Still, they might actually be able to pull it off there eventually. Free, quickly doing a lot of damage. Up close. Rather closer there for Icemanjoker, but it seems like he pulled it off. In fact, his opponent made a mistake there, running back to the cover, ensuring they couldn't shoot for several minutes there with the Bren guns. That might just have what made it there for the Panther Fusiliers. They just remained here, he might have just been able to win that one. You can even just pop the grenade at the Panther Fusiliers, so bit of a tactical mistake there by Donnie. All victory points are under control of Donniechan and the guard's armor, and we got a universal carrier on the way. Usually that means he's going to be going here for the designated command vehicle, which usually means he's not going to use it like a command vehicle. Most people go for it do, and this is I find a bit silly, is they just keep using it to call an air reconnaissance, which is not bad, but you know, they're kind of missing out on the actual command aura, which can actually be quite helpful as well. There you go, air reconnaissance is immediately summoned up here by Donniechan. Almost ready for. We got more Panther Fusiliers here. You see here that Icemanjoker has been suffering losses, now replenishing them with more Panther Fusilier. Say, not even some orbs land just to mix things up there. The extra firepower of the more elite kind, and you know, the option for booby traps down the road. AVRE setting out, closing in Invention to 1 there. Armor standing back doing nothing. Icemanjoker, I think, at the moment is rather passive there, considering Donniechan there. Just constantly waiting for what Donniechan is doing before he then reacts to it. Which rather means that Donniechan is mostly calling the shots here, which is always something you want to be careful about. Just bringing it under fire from the Panther Fusilier, Panther moving up, Panther 24. Panther 4 doing nothing support here. Infantry getting stranded. Good to wipe, and that would be pretty harsh there for Icemanjoker. Bet you 4 Panther Fusiliers are rather costly loss. There's actually pretty good. Looks like he got rather lucky there, managed to get away with a sliver of health. Panther Fortifying finally arrives.
Ready for anything.
So, and he's all beginning to flood a lot of resources there. I mean, either he's planning for another Panther or something like that, perhaps a Jagdtiger or a Jagdtiger. Needs to do something with it. Section 95 from the spare Panther quarters halted in their tracks, forcing healing up.
What's the mission? Cromwell here.
Enemy
threatening a capture point.
No attempt to focus on flanking in there, clearing out the mines and following up with an armoured assault from the rear. That could be pretty effective. And of course, another thing to consider here is just, you know, perhaps another like infantry gun. Just more artillery to help deal with some of those support weapons, which is probably one of the bigger issues there for Icemanjoker's armoured assaults. And we actually got a regular Churchill now on the way there for Donniechan.
A capture point is being overrun.
Strong party 6 sulphurs. A lot of flat fire there against the air reconnaissance.
Enemy causing trouble.
Trying to
take one of our points. The enemy is trying to overrun our HQ.
Another track there, so that's a make a nice way to indicate there a Jagdtiger being planned there. Panther 4 under heavy fire there. AVRE firing into the mortar. They actually flee for the crumble, charging after the Panther 4 there. Panther 4 barely gets out of there. Churchill almost done. Panther Fusilier out in the open, taking heavy fire there. We got the big K there fired away by the Royal Engineers. There we go. Regular Churchill tank out there for Donniechan. Section under fire there. Fun fact, the Churchill also saw use with the Soviets on the Eastern Front. They used the Guards heavy tank battalions, I believe they're called regiments. They even saw some usage, I believe, in 1944. But a little fun fact, Concussive grenade here would be good, but no. Icemanjoker wasn't quite thinking about that. Just Panther sending southwards, 24, closing in 25, in which case they gain.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Sprint. We got a massive armoured assault going in now from Donniechan versus Icemanjoker's only unit available to deal with is the Panther. Got nothing else nearby. This Panther 4 is being repaired. There we go. Tanks charging in full stop there with the Panther 6, but not enough anti-tanks support there. Infantry trying to go Panther pulling back there. Churchills, AVREs, Cromwells. Focusing down the Churchill first, the more heavily armoured thing there. Not the Cromwell, which actually has the high rate of fire. Push back down, almost got the Scout Panther. He's going to knock it out, he's going to knock it out. There you go, cancelled what he was planning. Perhaps another Panther, perhaps a Jagdtiger, or another Panther 4. Panthers again could try and get off in that tank rocket. There it did. But there you go, Cromwell pushes back the Panther using its high rate of fire. That's just right north of the Panther. Veggie 2 for the Panther. AVRE coming back, shoots out in the open, getting hammered with artillery. Panther 4 ready to join in again. 6 Panther guns supporting, could be attacked here, though from the flank, cleared up quickly. Cromwell almost knocked out, needs to pull it back there. Panther there holding out a range with slightly increased armor, increased health. There we go, almost got the Cromwell. Churchill getting away, there we go. Veteran 3, Cromwell lost there. Donniechan lingered for too long. His tank is kaput. Ah, look at Sid Helmut. It's burning. Maybe pulling out there. Lieutenant Pierce wondering how the devil that happened. But does not pursue again, you know. There's not exactly a lot there to halt him, but still he does not pursue. Aircraft shot down there, bit of missing thing there by Icemanjoker. I mean, obviously Panther needs some repairs, but this Panther 4 has still done some extra damage, particularly supported by some infantry here.
Enemy infantry shooting at us.
John Pye's heading out.
Capture point. They're trying to take it.
John Pye's moving forward. Svenson free. Churchill goes a good hit. We got another Cromwell away for Donniechan. He's not going for any Fireflies here. Panther 4 gaining Svenson free. Further here, Panther being repaired, halfway done. Bit of artillery firing. So far, consider the other two players. Donniechan has so far made more use of his doctrine than Icemanjoker has. He's only used 2 Panther Fusiliers, as we've seen. Command vehicles, vehicle crew repairs, and AVREs from Donniechan. A bit worrying there for Icemanjoker, really considering, I mean, the doctrine does have a lot to offer. Again, breakthrough tactics is a surprisingly effective ability. Storm officers are also quite helpful, you know, properly utilised. Oh wait, Panther's ready.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Cromwell flying southwards against some undefended Storm Pioneers. 90 tanks supporting the right. Up north, British infantry moving ahead. No defences there either. Icemanjoker seems to be going increasingly sort of defensive, passive, timid here against Donniechan. Perhaps he's not sure what to do. There you go. Counter going in. Panther's just there versus Cromwell. Could get it here, could get it, no support. Ah! Almost got it, but gets away. Bit too long turn, I think, from Donniechan, which allowed the Cromwell to get away. With a sliver of health. Up north, Panther 4 here, awkwardly moving ahead, not dealing with the British infantry in the end. Salvaging a bit of equipment fuel there.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points. Heavy tank ready.
Just running here. And that's basically all he's doing with it. Again, it has an effective command aura, but he's just not using it. For some kind that supporting the push here, that makes a lot more damage to Icemanjoker. He did, so that's a bit of a miss there to be honest, I think, for Donniechan. South Church has been grabbed.
They're trying to take it.
Again, he's either playing for the Jagdtiger or the Jagdtiger here. They sort of go by what most players go for, it would be the Jagdtiger. I mean, not a lot of players, particularly 1v1s, go for Jagdtigers. I mean, I have seen some players actually say a Jagdtiger is surprisingly effective if you actually also use it as an infantry, but it can actually do some damage. It does have splash damage, by the way, and its Veterans 1 ability is apparently decent. And again, most people just don't go for it since it's kind of like the Panther 4, just a lot more expensive and slower. And can be stand up north here, section goes to John Pye's Panther 4. Being shredded here, the fighting though is quickly in the advance of the section. Panther 4 of course will rush down, closing in Veteran 2-4, and in the south, section moving in. We're looking at another Veteran 5 Panther 4 there. Panther closing in on Veteran 3, that would not be bad either there from Icemanjoker, that would be more rate of fire, more mobility. Panther is flying. Shots fired, almost got the Cromwell there. AVRE, Churchill moving ahead. How far there is the AVRE using that to 7 power. Active focusing down here. Regular Churchill it seems. AVRE fires. Well, fighting it is eventually 2 now. Does not focus on, actually splits up his fire. It's a bit awkward. They've got Veteran 4 there for the Panther 1 increasing its range. Cromwell there pulling back. It's not pulled back before. Troops continuing up the south, mining down as well. Good work, good work. No counter attack from Icemanjoker. Done our resources.
We have 300 points
the Jagdtiger or the Jagdtiger. Either way, there's no need to float that much manpower. Particularly, he's still short on some units, and he lost his very veteran Panzer Fusiliers. That's a huge loss there for Icemanjoker and for Germany. Again, quick set of vehicle repairs, very cost effective. We use, say 3 tanks, 1 tank, it's not very effective, but 3 tanks, again, smoke and source efficient repairs, not bad at all. Allows them to use the sappers elsewhere. Panther into the anti-tank gun, no support, no Panther 4, which could have been helpful there, but it's the anti-tank gun. And heavy sappers there being dealt with by the Fuzzguns with a Pilfer Bren gun. Assault from the centre, strange a lot of sections with Bren guns. And he does go for the Jagdtiger. He does go for the Jagdtiger. 653rd Schwer Panzerjägerabteilung.
We've lost a squad of infantry.
Unit wipe, that was the Panther Fusiliers.
Heavy tank ready.
So the question is, would he actually be able to use the Jagdtiger in a way that makes sense? Of course, that's a lot of resources he's just invested into a heavy tank destroyer. If he does not get the most of it, just gets his shooting infantry, it's going to be a waste of resources simply put. Aircraft shot down. Right down next to the British base.
Engine ready.
Mines going off there. Got a full assault here towards the north, not really much blocking it. A mine about to get hit. Also need to retreat. Panther needs some support here by the Jagdtiger. Come on. Called it in, use it. Iceman, use it. Achtung, Achtung. There we go. Knocked it out. There was a 128mm gun. In fact, the shells were so big they had to be loaded up in 2 parts. Fun fact. Panther down to half health. But here with the Jagdtiger primarily saw action on the western front, saw perhaps a bit of action there on the eastern front, I think primarily around Berlin.
Ready for action.
But really big tank destroyers with a lot of technical issues due to the sheer weight of all the armour and the gun. Also a fun fact is, apparently for some of the battalions, companies, they actually use Tiger crews instead of tank destroyer crews, which actually caused some issues because the tank crews were not quite used to finding in a tank destroyer assault gun like the Jagdtiger at all. So they didn't quite find it effective. They said the ones who had been previously included the Jagd Panthers. And in fact, one Tiger race, this Otacarius ended up his career there in a Jagdtiger. There go crewing anti-tank, and he could have used the Jagdtiger and he just shoot up the anti-tank at the way, just fly there. I mean, again, some players end up, calling it huge things here, and then they just end up using them so passively they just end up doing nothing, which, begs the question, why did you call it in the first place? Panther supporting, got the anti-tank needs to move back, Jagdtiger not supporting here. Pull back the Panther 4, Blitz, don't waste the bits, it's a 5 Panther 4, these 8 Panther 8. Really losing control of the map here, we're just seeing slowly Icemanjoker just further and further pulling back there. He's just being increasingly timid, losing spirit. I'm not entirely sure what we expected to be against Donniechan with that kind of approach. Panther fit for fight again, Jagdtiger just doing nothing. Despite the fact he could do a lot of damage to the Churchill and the AVRE, and the thing is, he does have an ability to allow it to shoot through terrain, so I mean, he just moves up here, he could activate the APCBC shells and just, shoot them down here. So it's not like, again, he's got nothing to do at all with it there. So really this is a bit odd there with Icemanjoker. He calls in a massive tank destroyer and then proceeds to do nothing with it. I mean, even better off going for a King Tiger then, except of course if he didn't use that either, in which case the King Tiger would be an even bigger waste of resources since the Jagdtiger costs less than the King Tiger. Panther getting eventually free, more mobility, more rate of fire, so he's actually got a reasonably veteran Panther force plus a heavy tank destroyer. Now, will Icemanjoker actually make use of it? Will he actually attack? Will he actually pressure his opponent with it? Will he do some damage to Donniechan with it? Because again, he's got a force with, a lot of punch really. It doesn't matter anything if he doesn't use it. There we go, good shot. Nice check of help there taking out the Churchill. Good push forward, but again, not what he's doing is he's completely sitting back there with it. He's being very passive with his Jagdtiger. Shot there, fired against it, penetrating the frontal armour. Keep trying to shoot the anti-tank with the Jagdtiger. Does have more range. There goes shot fired at the Churchill AVRE. halfway to infantry 1. Bit of killing done there. Armour sitting back doing nothing. Seems like Icemanjoker is getting more and more passive versus Donniechan, who's just before the sector called up the Firefly. There you go, Armoured Assault going in, shoots there. Dazes the crew. Panther needs to do something. There you go. Rockets fired, tulips there. Taking the Jagdtiger down to half field. Panther needs to not expose your armor. There you go. Got the Firefly, AVRE taking hits there. Panther taking hits, needs to pull back. Panther 4 needs support. What are you doing? Blitz it out of there. Get the Panther 4 in there. Rocket there against the Jagdtiger. Need to pull back the Panther entirely. Infantry 4. You're too slow. Almost got the Churchill. The Churchill gets the Panther. Main gun right on the Jagdtiger. Panther 4 could have supported more, but he didn't. Infantry was also barely doing anything. Somewhat painful to watch. They're really now trying to get the Churchill. No, might want to clear out the anti-tank gun first, but no, doesn't blitz. Doesn't, try to get behind. There is no sense of mobility there. From Icemanjoker, got more punches today. Blitz, get behind it, get behind the anti-tank gun. Icemanjoker, get behind. Shot bounced off the frontal armor machine gun there, slightly clings on the crew. 26 kills there. 6 panic gun down. Steel pulse moving in. No mine sweeper straight to mine.
Regimental headquarters advised. Panther Fusiliers are ready for action.
Keep going after it. Keep this blitz and get close. Icemanjoker. No. He actually allows it to get away. He allows the Churchill AVRE to get away there. Mine hit there. Wipes the section. Some measure of victory there as opposed for Icemanjoker. More infantry rushing. I still got plenty of manpower, so at least he's stand to call in more infantry. Still plenty. Punch for this. Officer. Just strike back. Mines going off. There's the Panther 4. He just mines so much there. Really, Donniechan's mined almost every inch of the map. At least the flanks. I mean, the centre here, the main road there, we actually moved most of his armour, has not been mined, because that way he probably avoids heading off there. More losses to mines. Troops running ahead. He's going back the north here. He's still got the axe. He gets 3 kills there. Main gun still being fixed. I told him I didn't want to operate a Jagdtiger. I said King Königstigger, not Jagdtiger.
Ready for action.
Down south, going territory. Punching here versus section, gunning them down. Grenade would be good. 193 versus 261 there. Panther 4 setting out. Jagdtiger good to go as well. Setting out with that massive steel beast. North Panther was there versus the section, getting gunned down the open. No, Dithering 3 Ren guns. Cover. I mean, there's no way the Panther did. They got 38 kills. Panther moving in though, pushing them out. Jagdtiger setting out. Still flooding manpower. Might be planning for another Panther, I guess. Another Panther 4 could also work. Got the Firefly sitting out there.
Where do you want us?
The 17-pounder gun. In fact, around the 17-pounder Firefly, it was not very accurate due to the fact the 17-pounder gun was actually too big for the turret. Using the old Sherman turret, rather than say the new and bigger one.
Enemy threatening a capture point. Ready for orders. Jagdtiger ready.
There we go. Then extra fuel salvaged. Probably planning another Panther then. Now again with the Jagdtiger, I might as well just bet off going for another Panther 4, except he can't actually. Can't actually because he needs another spare Panther quarters. Nope. No reason not to get that up now. Maybe use to help defend one points a bit better. And again, if he's not going to have you to shoot at the vehicles, again, just like to free fire. You might as well get some kills there by accident. Well, again, you can actually now use supporting fire, which allows to barrage an area there with high explosive shells. But again, there's just this passiveness from him. He's not using the resources he has in hand. And again, compared to that, Donniechan's just a lot more active. He's constantly looking, constantly attacking. Can't do nightly things. And we've got mines down there, very rapidly down there, thanks to Action 3 now. Immediately upgrade Jagdtiger, doing nothing. It was actually knocked out for the vehicles, of course. It's not that he's done nothing at all, but if we sort of consider the activity level here, it's sort of been Very passive there from Iceman. They go up here by the AVRE, which again could have been knocked out, could have been destroyed, and Icemanjoker just being more specific trying to catch it. But he wasn't. I do think it's one of his big mistakes. He's not even covering now his front line too for the Jagdtiger. Come on, Icemanjoker, make an effort out of it. Still for not manpower. I wonder what he wants with it. Jagdtiger moving ahead slowly. Stops. Pushing across the front now. Donniechan keeps up the pressure. Another Cromwell on the way there for him. No more Churchills. Panther Ace, they're ready again. Jumpers are putting back the section. Closing in on Veteran to 5. Bloodily so. Punches there versus Sappers. Panther moving ahead and then stopping up. Again, there's just this. I'm not entirely sure what Icemanjoker is thinking, to be honest. Another unit wiped there by the AVRE.
Report an infantry unit lost.
Bad news there for Icemanjoker. Just bleeding out severely. And again, he's got, you know, some punch that he's just not doing anything with it. Sitting about with it. Because again, he's generally bad when again it's a heavy call-in unit like the Jagdtiger or the Jagdtiger. It just means, you know, you're wasting a lot of population and resources. Ron going up the Panther 4 there. Bit of dangerous engagement, to be honest, with Donniechan there versus the Venture 5 Panther 4 with a Venture 2 Cromwell. Of course, he's got the Firefly going to hold things out a bit. Firefly still holding, well, Jagdtiger still holding back.
Ready. All ship shape and tank ready.
AVRE just hiding. Victory points further and further to advance of Donniechan. More air reconnaissance. Territory being grabbed. Still flowing manpower. Again, I am not sure what Icemanjoker is planning for, hoping for.
Ready for action.
Is he planning another Jagdtiger? Like a Jagdtiger to work with a Jagdtiger? Not touching connected both at the same time. I might be wrong there.
We're ready for the arc. Ready for trouble.
Quick strike for the Panther 4 there.
Ready.
Pushing towards the centre. No Jagdtiger support. And again, it's only really knowing, hey, there's a target, the Jagdtiger begins moving, at which point, again, it's usually too late. The Jagdtiger is slow. You have to use it more actively, in a sense. Push back your opponent, hit them, hurt them. And again, he's just sort of dithering with it. Like he, you know, he's at some kind of fancy restaurant, ordered it because it sounded fun, and now he's just sort of playing with it on the plate, but realizing, you know, this isn't quite me.
Enemy is alerted to our presence. A capture point is being overrun. Stand ready. Crew, get ready. Heavy tank awaiting orders.
There's some ring about there. Panther is opening up. Artillery remaining down. Panther 4 engages.
Ready for anything.
And there you go. A lot of machine gun fire. Hawks are still on Pioneers. Icemanjoker just more slowly constricted. Cromwell away there for Donniechan. He's just building up more Marama again.
Stand by, crew.
Icemanjoker's just not pushing back at all. He's just sitting there. Just sitting there. And I think right they realised, oh shit, I can't actually call him Jagdtiger. I have to get out some armour. So right now, I mean, you can just sort of see here that Icemanjoker is just slowly falling out of place here.
Setting of command post.
And really, one of the most dangerous things something can do there in Companies 2 is just you get passive, just do nothing. The more passive you are, I mean, the more your opponent can just do, the more your opponent can dictate, the more he can pressure you, do what he wants. Panther 4 setting out, folks were supporting, or at least able to support. So they're caught by the Panther 4. Armour striking north, Jagdtiger nowhere to be seen. Again, there's no coordination there, no deeper thinking, thinking, my opponent might strike with full force up north. So now you've got shooting in there, trying to fall back, Panther needs to fall back. Jagdtiger not doing anything. Come on, get that Jagdtiger moving. Icemanjoker, los. Schnell. Nope. Nothing there from Icemanjoker. Oh, slight movement there, slight movement. Beast awakens, then falls asleep again.
Ready for orders.
Cromwell tank, reporting for orders.
Like a sloth with a sleeping disorder.
Ready for action. Standing by. Send
Getting up Panther, getting up Panther.
Where do you want us?
A bit
Ready
late.
to move out. An engineer unit is ready for action.
And again, just... I'm just going to speed this up a bit here. Bit of a slow end.
100 points.
It's just not very often you get to see Jagdtiger in a 1 versus 1 match, rather partly why I thought this match had merit. But again, you can allow it to shoot in the infantry from time to time, you probably would allow it to gain some more experience, maybe getting more, useful in the longer run. He would just be more active with it. Again, he's just been so passive with it, just sitting back doing nothing. He's been his Panther, his Panther 4. But the Jagdtiger, he's just seeing nothing. If he's not going to do anything with it, why did he call it in? I didn't get it.
75 points remaining.
75 points left. Come on, man, use the Jagdtiger. Unit there wipe with the AVRE. Almost ready to flee. Still not moving again. All of the enemy armor is in the north. There is nothing he can do in the centre because it's not being allowed to shoot infantry. What is he doing? Nothing with it. Instead he's allowing the rest of his armor to get blasted to bits here. And again, all he needs to do is move it up there. Use the 8 PCBC shells and just shoot for everything. It's not like he has an option there to make it easier, and he does, but he's just not using it. Armoured off there, troops being crushed here by the Jagdtiger. Jagdtiger just doing nothing. One Cromwell out of control, Panther almost down there. Knocked out, there we go. Panther almost knocked out, Jagdtiger just slowly rolling back.
We've lost a Cromwell tank.
Again, had been more active supporting, he might be able to get up some hits there on the Cromwell before they got past it, before they knocked out his Panther 4 there, before they sent his Panther running. There you go, almost got it. No anti-tank rough grenades there.
What's the mission?
Respect there. Repaying the Panther. Jagdtiger is just
trying to take one of our points.
Again.
The enemy's taken a proper thrashing. He's down to only 50 points.
Just achieving absolutely nothing.
Our supply line's broken.
I've been using more actively. Again, he might hit veterans too, which case would be more mobile veterans to flee. But fires fast. It's on there. Again, it just
our capture point.
Nothing happens there. Just does not use it until the very last moment, where then will have the least effect. Aircraft shot down there. Section of the wing about. Forces in was it veterans 5 by the way.
Points now.
It's got a surprising large amount of veterans 5 units. Again, he could fire, supporting fire here, blast some of the infantry, just doesn't happen. The armor moving northwards here for Fort Donniechan, more punch for this there for Icemanjoker. Got it turning. Don't shoot though, could have popped the APCBC shells if you wanted to. Just continue taking down the victory points. Clear fire running out. Section taking a loss. Bit of running up north. Panther's ready.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Setting up the Jagdtiger, finally doing something more actively with it. It's amazing, it's a miracle. Panthering out to flank here.
Heavy armor ready to go.
Straight into a mine, heavy engine damage. Oh dear. Still no mine was there sort of really around where it might actually matter for Icemanjoker. There you go, AVRE, and almost got it. Oh dear, this is bad news there for Icemanjoker. There you go. Leaves the game. Game over. GG. A victory here for Donniechan. A loss here for Icemanjoker. Bit of a brutal match, but to some extent, I mean, the problem was Icemanjoker just got increasingly passive. Then he called in the Jagdtiger and did very little with it. I mean, if you're going to call in something heavy armor, use it actively. Some way, somehow. And again, he might as well have been a lawn ornament or a refrigerator magnet. He basically achieved very little. I mean, he got some kills here and there, but overall, in the sort of the overall bigger things, scheme of things, it didn't have much an effect on Donniechan's movements because, again, Icemanjoker just kept it as far back as possible. He didn't use it in any real manner where it sort of had, you know, any kind of gravity on the battlefield. So, I mean, really, that was just a huge waste there. In that sense, plus a lot of his armor there sort of operated not very coefficiently. He wasn't very good at flanking, not very good at being aggressive, and he didn't seize opportunities when they were there. He repeatedly allowed Donniechan to get away units there when he probably could have wiped them out easily. So that was another big mistake, in particular, again, allowing the AVRE to get away so many times. So that was, I think, one of Icemanjoker's bigger mistakes. Though he was just too passive there versus Donniechan. Overall played alright, though. He could have used his command vehicles better, to be honest. But a real nice play there from Donniechan. But again, I think to some extent he just fell on Icemanjoker again. And again, you know, Jagdtiger's nice, Panther 4, Vetri 5 nice and all that. But again, if you go for a Jagdtiger or a King Tiger, use them bloody well. Or at least aggressively. Because over you're going to waste more resources doing nothing with it than if you're actually trying to do something with it. So, I mean, you know, keep that in mind. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. Very much. I hope so. So if you did, you know, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send me some feedback in the comment section. And of course, do remember to like and share and so on. This is Pure Linksing. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye.